Welcome, welcome, everybody. We are so excited to be here with you today. We thank you so much for being here with the Journey to Wellness, revealing how to balance your mind, body, and spirit quickly summit. We are thrilled to have all of you here today as we embark on a journey toward healthier and happier lives. Today's event is all about exploring different ways to achieve wellness in our daily lives and learning how to overcome obstacles that may impede our journey. Karen and I will share our knowledge and experiences, and we hope by the end of the hour, you will feel inspired and empowered to make positive changes in your own lives. So let's get started on this exciting journey together. Karen, I am so happy to be here. How about you?
Gosh, yes. I'm just excited to be able to share with the listeners some of the things that we've encountered and
Yes,
how we took control over it because we're talking about the journey to wellness,
yes,
revealing how to balance your mind, body, and spirit quickly.
yes,
And
yes.
think about that. How to balance your mind, body, and spirit quickly. How would you go about doing that? I
You
always
know,
say that to myself
yeah.
because
You
you
know,
have to
there are
figure
there
out
are
what
some
it is.
I'm sure we have some tips and tools that we can share. So kick us
Yes.
off. Tell us about, you know, being an emotional being,
Wow.
you know?
Yeah.
Because we all are a spirit being having a human experience, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, dive into a little bit about how you see God created us.
Well, first of all, when we talk about being an emotional being, again, talking about the whole body, mind, and spirit. And, God did create us in a way where we can heal and restore every area of our bodies. But where does it start?
Yeah.
It starts with our heart because our heart is the biggest emotional
Yeah.
seat. So we have to figure out where these emotions are coming from. And
Yeah.
people talk all about emotions all the time and oh, I don't know what I'm going through, why I'm going through it. Emotions, a disorder. It's something that someone may have said to you
Yeah.
that was either bothersome or it made you happy, or just the fact that something happened in your life
Yeah.
and it just caused you to go through that emotional turmoil. So
Yes.
once you find out that underlying issue or concern
Yes.
regarding the emotions, then we can start tapping into healing the heart, mind,
Yeah.
body, and soul.
Yes. Yes. I love that because, it could even be something that someone had said to us as a child, and now we repeat that same story,
Yes,
right? And we all have a story, but we're not our story. We're not
exactly.
our story. Karen, our brain produces, I don't know, anywhere between 2,100 to 3,000 thoughts per hour. That
Yes.
is literally mind-boggling. I mean, if it's accurate, right? And I don't
Yeah,
know if exactly right, if it's accurate,
it
but it's
is.
all the noise that we have going on, right? It's all the
Yes.
noise. And
Yes.
one of the things we need to do is go back to we are a spirit being having a
Hmm.
human experience and realign ourselves
Right.
to that intuition that God provides for us and
Exactly.
recreate that story. So,
Exactly.
yeah, so tell me, some ways we both have very similar ways that we work with our clients and ourselves, of course. And so tell me some ways that you work with, let's start with physical being because it's not just emotional, it's not just spiritual. There is the whole body involved as well.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. And before I even touch on the first tool or tip that I use,
yeah.
you were talking about thoughts and how many that we have and if it's accurate. But
Hmm.
the thing about it is the thoughts that we're thinking, we always tend to gravitate towards the negative ones,
Yes. Yes.
which puts
Yes.
us into that emotional turmoil instead of focusing on the positive ones. So, okay, so let's just talk about some things that can help us put us into that healthy and positive mindset, which will also help our physical well being. Number
Yes.
one, for me, rest and sleep.
Yes.
Rest and sleep. Doesn't mean you go to bed at midnight and get up at 3 in the morning. You know, whoever you may be, you might not need 8 to 10 hours. However, you
Yeah.
still need rest and sleep. For
Yes.
me, I try my best to get my body laid down by 10.
Yes.
Because no matter what time I go to bed, I always manage to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
So, so I figure, okay, this is a great time to just let your body relax. You don't have to jump into bed and go to sleep right away. Get into bed, relax,
Yes.
let your
Meditate.
body, get rid of your day, get
Yes.
ready, get ready for that rest. And I just started something new, and this was something my daughter found. And some people might do it already, but before you go to bed, even though you do your face and what have you, if you put um, cold water on your eyes 20 times and then do warm water, that's helping to not only relax and rest your eyes, but it's giving you hydration for the eyes. So rest and sleep, and always looking for other ways to have you have a restful sleep. So that's one of the tips I use and do. So yeah.
Yes, rest and sleep. I absolutely agree with that. Our body regenerates, it heals itself as we're sleeping,
Exactly.
and that's one of the things that we need to do with um, exercising as well, right? And you
Yes.
don't want to do that right before you go to bed.
No, you don't.
You want to do that during the day,
Right.
pick a time, gurus say, well, it has to be at 3 a.m. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
Your body knows what's best for you, right?
Exactly.
And so, but incorporating that physical fitness, whether
Right.
that's a brisk walk, right?
Yes.
A nice walk or a stretching routine. Yoga is always good where you can stretch out, and get that body
Yes.
moving and flowing, right? Because they have stretch this way or stretch this way.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
getting some type of, and if you're chair bound, there's no reason why you can't twist and
Twist.
turn
Yeah.
and lift, right? Like
Yes.
this. And so, but getting that exercise in will also help us sleep well.
Yes.
It will also
Yes.
help us sleep well, right?
Yeah.
So starting your day with some type of workout, stretching, getting those muscles and the blood
Exactly.
flowing is really a great way to start your day.
Exactly. And like you said, when people hear exercise, they always think of rigorous, but
Yes.
it's more about movement
Yes.
of your body and your muscles and your joints. And
Yes.
during the day, because again, it's helping you to wind down for the day.
Yes.
And if you're sitting at a computer a lot, get up, you know,
Yeah.
even if you don't go outside, get up and move about,
Yes.
stretch your legs, do some stretching. Because again, it's going to
Yeah.
help you have a restful sleep.
Right.
Yes.
Especially for those who work at home.
Yes.
When you're at work, you get up and you get some water or you'll get a cup of coffee or whatever you like to do, right? And you take a 15-minute break,
Right.
and then you get lunch and you got to walk in the building and walk out of the building. We don't do that at home.
No.
And
No.
so, set that timer. I have a 15-minute timer, every couple of hours. Hey, it's time to walk around the house. And that's what I do. I go outside, I walk around, I come back and walk around inside the house, but I get myself moving and
Yeah.
going,
Yeah. It's so
and
important.
really, really getting that going. So, what's something else that you do?
Okay. Having an attitude of gratitude. That
Yes.
is so key for me before I
Yeah,
even get out of the bed.
that's right.
I am
That's
just
right.
grateful for seeing another beautiful day. the gift of
Yes.
life, the air that I breathe. It's even if you just take it down to the fact that you can take care of yourself and you
Yes.
have the ability to use all your senses, all
Yes.
your body parts, all your organs. Gratitude helps you more focus on what has been done
Yes.
as opposed to what's not done. Because when we focus on the gratitude, that
Yes.
pulls us away from the I don't have, which
Yes.
causes what? Stress and
Yes.
anxiety. When
Right.
you
And
do
that's
the
what we should focus on
yes,
is the things that we do have. I woke up this morning. Thank you,
yes,
God. I get a
yes,
brand new day to get to start all over again.
all over.
Yes.
Yes,
And
so you
it,
get another chance. Exactly.
yes. Yes.
Yes.
Gratitude is medicine for the soul. It is medicine
Mm,
for the soul. It really is.
yes,
And
yes,
when we make a mental check before we even get out of bed, and we say some affirmations which we'll talk about a little bit later, and we talk about gratitude.
yes,
So stretching, gratitude, making sure that we take care of our mind as well as the body, right?
yes,
We want to feed our body at least 8 glasses of water every
yes,
day. So we
yes.
should do the same with gratitude, right?
Yeah.
We should do at least 8 gratitudes every morning before our feet hit the
Mm,
ground.
yes.
And then again throughout the
Before.
day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before and during and after. Maybe you want to have a journal or create a gratitude wheel or have a nice,
Yes.
basket. And every time you have something to be grateful for, you write it down, you put it in that basket. And maybe at the end of the week or the end of the month or the end of the year,
Yes.
you can see the things that you are grateful for and
Yes.
celebrate.
Yes. Yes.
You're going to
Absolutely.
celebrate the things that you are grateful to God for, and you're going to be so happy when you see the things that has been done.
Yes, the things that have come because you're grateful for them. Even if they have, a lot of people are like, well, it's not really here, but it's a request.
Yes.
Right? It's hey, God, I'm here
Mhm.
and I would love to be able to move forward in this. And so
Exactly.
I have gratitude for waking up in the morning. I
Mhm.
am grateful because you're giving me creativity,
Yeah.
inspiration to do this, this, and this. And so when we pull it in and
Hmm.
we start to see it, we start to believe it, it starts to happen.
Starts to happen.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
even though it's already happening, but
Yes.
then it really begins to happen because you are
Yes.
truly being
How
grateful.
yeah. Yep.
Truly being grateful.
Yes. Grow your grateful. Right.
Yes.
Grow your grateful.
Grow, you're grateful.
Yes. So what else do you have that you do and that you ask your clients to do as well?
Meditate.
Oh
And
yeah.
mind you, the gratitude and the meditation, this is all done before I get out the bed.
Yes.
So I meditate on about 10 scriptures. I have a couple of positive, affirmations that I do, but just really just allowing that to resonate
Yeah.
in my mindset before I
Yes.
even get out of bed, because they always say how you start your day is indicative to how your day will be.
Yes.
So I do find if I don't do that,
Yeah.
the day becomes a little interesting. I get
Yes.
through it, but it's a little interesting. So just looking for those positive, quotes or, anybody that look to for, positive information,
Yeah.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Those are things you can meditate on. And like I said, scripture,
Hmm.
and I add one, every month. And I just kind of I just lay there with my eyes closed.
Yes.
I'm just feeling the the pleasantry of how the day is going to be. So
Yes.
meditate along with that gratitude will
Yes.
help you be more uh, positive and more rejoiceful, and you'll have that inner sense of peace,
Yes.
because that's what gratitude gives you, and that's what meditation gives you, that inner
Yeah.
peace.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think that the meditation for me actually gives me that connection to my intuition. and I
Mhm.
can really focus in on that intuition of what my day is going to look like, because where your attention goes,
Yes.
energy flows. So
Yes.
if I'm focusing on all of the things, oh, I have this on my calendar. And oh my gosh, I don't even know if right? So that's how your day starts. And so that's what you're focusing on. And
Yes.
before you know it, by 10 o'clock in the morning, you're like, okay, I'm done for the day. I'm burnt
Yes.
out already, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So when
Exactly.
we get that gratitude and we start doing the meditation, and it doesn't have to be 20 minutes,
Mm-mm.
it can be a 2 to 3 minute meditation of what your day is going to look like.
Exactly.
Okay, here's what I'm empowered to do for myself today. Because a lot of times we don't empower ourselves.
Exactly.
And we really should be empowering and meditating on who we want to be today. Yesterday
Exactly.
doesn't count,
No,
and
new
tomorrow's
day.
not here,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And so we focus on today, and
Yeah.
we focus on today and really diving in and who am I? And I'm lining myself with my higher power, right? I'm attaching myself to God every morning and thanking
Yes.
Him for the things He's done and
Mhm.
focusing on scriptures that are His, right?
Yes.
For Him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. That
Absolutely like
that's
that.
amazing. That just brings you to the next tip. The
Yeah.
next tool I use is reading and
Yeah.
studying the Word of God.
Yes.
Devotion.
Yeah.
That has to be an important part
Yes.
of how you start your day. Because again, we're here today. We
Yes.
want to be in alignment
Yes.
with what He has for us. We already know our purpose is to serve and love, but in
Yes.
order to be in alignment with that, we need to know what our gifts and
Yes.
our talents and abilities are. And the only way
Yes.
you can do that is study and read the Word of God and
Yes.
ask Him,
Yeah.
today, God, what is it that you would have me do?
Yes. To serve the purpose that you have given me, to
Exactly.
serve it, because we all have a purpose. And
Yes.
sometimes it's hard to find.
Mhm.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it takes time for us to dive deep. And that's kind of what we do.
Hmm.
We walk you through a process of what that looks like. How do we find purpose and passion in where we want to go and living it, right? How do we
Right.
live it? And journaling is a way of living it. Writing that out, what's been given to you, right?
Hmm.
What thoughts have you been given? Because God is very creative.
Yes.
He's very
Yes.
creative. And so he gives us these ideas and these things, and we need to take that creativity
Yes.
and bring it into the daily life that we have, right?
Yes.
Because our brain is just, it works over, it never stops,
Yeah, it's
right? It
always working.
never stops. It just gives us energy to keep going.
Always working. And I
Yeah.
love how you said God is creative. Just look outside
Yes.
and look at the
Yes.
beauty.
Yes.
We didn't do that.
No.
Yes, we're stewards in keeping it, but we didn't start this process.
No. No.
And so I get that feeling every time when I'm walking in the park or even in my backyard. I'm just in
Yes.
amazement looking
Yes.
at the trees, hearing the birds, seeing the squirrels scutter around. And even though
Yes.
I don't particularly care for them, we call them groundhogs and all these
Right.
different, you know, animals that he has created.
All of them. And even if we don't like them,
They have a
right?
purpose.
And we don't want to be around them. He created them just for us.
Yes, because they all
I
have a
mean,
purpose. They all
they
have a purpose for
all have
being
a
here.
purpose. And
Yes,
we look at the beauty of the flowers, that the different types of flowers that he creates,
yes,
right? I mean, each one is different. You can go to the middle of the ocean, deep, 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 and he's created these incredible fish, and some we haven't even seen yet.
you don't even know
We
exactly.
don't even know, right? We haven't reached all of it. And so I
Yeah,
find that to be just
it's
amazing.
really amazing. And you
Yeah.
think about that, the sea or the ocean. Do we even know that it's really the bottom? It's
Right.
not.
No. We don't know. We don't know. We really don't know. We haven't reached the full bottom
No,
yet.
we haven't.
And
No,
we
we haven't.
haven't even reached the full sky yet. The universe, we haven't reached all of it.
Yeah.
And I imagine that when God created all of the universe and all of us in it, that he created it so that the stars are just out of reach, so we'll keep reaching.
Yes.
right? We'll keep
Yes.
going. We'll want to keep
Yes.
finding what is it on the other side.
What's on the other side?
And the
Yeah.
same goes for us.
Yeah.
What's on the other side for us?
Yeah.
One of the things that I talk with my clients about, including myself, I've been really working on this because I am that one that somebody calls and says, "Hey, can you help me?" And I'm like, "Oh, sure." When I worked in the corporate world, everybody knew that they could call on me, right? I am the IT expert. I
Yes.
am the,
And you are. And you
what
are.
I have trained myself, right? So, but I am the expert in all areas. And so they would always call me. But the word no never came up.
Mm.
I was unable to say, not right now, or
Right.
that won't fit into my schedule.
Right.
Maybe it would be better if Susie took over, right?
Yes.
It was, oh, okay, I'll do it. Yes, me, I'll
Hmm.
do it. I'll do it because they asked. That's my
Yeah.
serving heart, right? I want to
Yes.
serve everyone. And I've come to realize that I can't do that. And so the word no is not bad.
No, it's not.
It is good. It is a good way of finding
Yes.
balance, right? And
Yeah.
being respectful to myself for my time,
Yeah.
right?
And that's key. That once you're understanding that it is okay
Yeah.
to say no, it's just
Yes.
how you say it.
Yes.
Because you can't, and we do that, but we can't say yes to everything because then what that does
Yeah.
is it overloads us.
It does. And
It
we become
overloads
overwhelmed.
us. So
Yeah.
it is just okay to say no.
Yeah.
Uh, Now you just brought me to something that I don't even have on my list. And it's also okay to say that I'm not okay. However, you don't
Yes.
have to stay in that not okay moment.
Right.
Instead of saying, hello, Anna Marie, how are you today? Oh, I'm great, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know what? My day is not going so well.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to try my best to
Yes.
look for ways to make it better. You can
Yes.
acknowledge it that it's not okay. And then we try to find, hopefully, a resolution that it will
Yes.
be okay. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. What about during the day? How about some uplifting music?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be just, I mean, when we take because we're not taking our 15-minute breaks as we did when we were in the corporate world.
Right.
So why not turn on some music and just kind of dance in your chair if you have to,
Yes.
playing in the background if you want to,
Right.
right? And just kind of, yeah, get it
Yes.
moving. Yeah, and
Yes.
lift it because that lifts. Now, I'm not talking about the kind of music that's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm talking about, woo, woo, let's get it right. We're empowered,
Yeah.
right? We're
Trying to,
empowered by the music.
yes.
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 Yes. I
Yeah.
would
I
love to.
love music, but
Yeah.
lately it's been classical and
Nice.
jazz. And because of the station I listen to, they play music way back. So I get to hear like the Dorsey Band and Scott Joplin. So when you
Nice.
hear
Yes. Yeah. You want to get up and dance. I don't care who you
yes,
are. That
yes,
you want to get up and dance. And that's uplifting. That's
exactly.
uplifting.
Very
I,
uplifting. And
yeah.
viewers, it is okay to dance. It's
It
okay to have fun. It's okay to be silly.
yes.
It's okay.
It
It
is
really
okay.
is. It
It is
really is.
definitely okay because I
Yes.
think we put ourselves in, oh, well, I can't dance around the house. I can't, that, no, somebody might see me. I hope somebody does. I want
Yes.
someone to see me because I want them to be, uplifted and
Yes.
inspired as well. If
Yes.
Anna Marie can be crazy, we can all be
We can
crazy.
all. Exactly.
Yes, enjoy it. This is, we have, I think it's like 19,000, 19,000, 19, no, 190,000 something seconds we get every year. So we're either going to live 99 years of the same year,
Yes.
or we're going to recreate every year is going to be different than the next.
Yes.
Right. And so we can't do that if we go, I can't get up and dance, or I can't, when I have a break, meditate at my desk or bring my Bible to work with me. right?
Right.
We have the ability to do all of those things. I don't want to waste any seconds that I get.
None.
You
None, because
know,
every
I,
second is valuable. And
tomorrow's not
is that,
guaranteed.
yeah, you're just staying in today, you're
Yeah.
enjoying the moment, you're
Yes.
trying to continue to have that physical well-being on the positive side,
Yes.
so you can
Yes.
increase those endorphins. You know,
Yes.
that's why I
Yes.
always tell people it is okay to be silly. Where's your silly face?
Where,
Where
yeah.
is your silly face? Are you bold enough to, when you post all these beautiful pictures
Yeah.
on social media,
Where's your funny one?
are you bold enough to put your silly
Yes.
face on?
Yes.
What's wrong
Yes.
with that?
Yes.
No filters.
No
No
filters.
filters.
No filters.
No
My
filters.
brother-in-law and his fiance were here with us over the weekend. And Mandy said, "Hey, let's the four of us take a picture together because we don't really have a nice picture together." And I'm like, "Okay." So we're standing there and I'm like, "Okay, guys, now it's time." And we make funny faces. And so we
Yes.
just made a bunch of funny faces and they're fun.
Yes.
They're fun instead of this just I mean, they're pretty, don't get
Posing
me
and
yes,
yeah,
those are great.
they are great. They're
But
great. Don't get me wrong. However,
yes,
it's
let it
also
go.
great to be silly, because
Yes.
that does help you. It
Yes,
really
it
helps.
does.
It takes off that extra stress and anxiety, because you're
Yeah.
releasing those endorphins, as I mentioned before, and it
Yes.
just makes you feel. It just makes you feel good. It
Yes,
just makes you
it
feel good.
does.
And
And
once we get past the concerning and worrying about what others think or say, you will be much better off.
yeah. Yes,
You will be much
we
better off.
will.
Just do what you have to do.
Yeah.
Enjoy what you do, and
Yes.
don't be concerned about
Enjoy
who
it.
thinks well what,
Yes.
because you're being real. You're
Avoid the
being real.
drama and
No
be
drama.
silly.
Yeah,
Be
yeah.
silly sometimes. It's okay to be silly.
Sometimes get some
Yes.
silliness going on. Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
Yes. Yes,
So
absolutely.
it's just okay. I just like to say it's just okay.
It's okay.
It
It's
really is.
okay to not be okay too,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
So tell me, um, I know that you have a special thing that you ask your clients to do, and that is to date yourself. So before we go to break, real quick, tell us a little bit about dating yourself.
Mhm. Ask yourself out. Get your calendar out. Ask
Yeah.
yourself out. What do you want to do? Do you want to go on a spa retreat? Do you want to do a beauty day? Or do
Yes.
you just want to go to a nice restaurant or a movie? You
Yes.
can do that.
Yes. It's
You can
okay
do
to eat
that.
alone.
And you could do it alone.
Yeah.
Because I know when I was younger and I would see people doing stuff by themselves, I was like, wow, how can they
Yeah.
do that?
Yeah.
But it is okay, because you know what you're doing? You're spending time with yourself.
Yes.
You're getting to know yourself better,
Yes.
and the things
Yes.
that you do or don't like. And it helps you to focus on how you're going to move forward with your personal life and your professional life,
Yeah.
with your clients, with your family. You know, date yourself.
Yeah.
Where are you going
Yes.
this month? Put
That's
it on
exactly.
the calendar, what time,
Yes. Yes.
the
Put it on
place.
the
Yeah,
calendar.
put it on the
Put
calendar.
it on the calendar.
Put
Make a
it on.
commitment to yourself that you are taking yourself to lunch or dinner or a movie or whatever it is that you love to do. Put it on the
Put it
calendar.
on the calendar.
Be kind to yourself,
Yes.
right? Do
Yes.
something for you.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
so we're going to take a quick break and then we'll come back in just a few moments.
Yes.
So stay tuned, folks. Are you feeling like you're living someone else's life instead of living the life you were meant to live? Then don't go away. We'll be right back to the Journey to Wellness, the summit that will help you balance your mind, body, and spirit quickly. Say goodbye to feeling stuck and hello to living a life full of joy and purpose. Our summit is designed for those who are ready to take the first step toward living their best life. Through our guidance, you'll learn how to prioritize self-care, manage stress, and tap into your inner strength. All righty. We're back.
We're
That was
back.
wonderful. So, when we first opened up, we were talking a little bit about how we talk to ourselves, right? The mindsets that we have. So, if we could, for just a few moments, let's go back to that and let's talk about, a healthy mindset. We've talked about body, we've talked a little bit about spirit, but let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about that mindset because if we don't start with a cleaning routine in our brain every
Mm.
day, that self-talk, because like you had said a moment ago, right? Identifying your negative
Yeah.
self-talk and beliefs. Because if we go to negative before we go to positive, and
Yes.
so creating positive affirmations out of those beliefs is it's, for a lack of a better word, it's the magic that gradually unfolds because we
Yes.
then can start having confidence in ourselves.
Yes.
We then start believing that we are more than what I've been told, right?
Yes.
So identifying. So
Mm-hmm.
one of the tools that I use is we take a piece of paper, we fold it in half and open it up. One side is negative. The
Mm.
other side, we then counteract,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So we write left and right on what that can look like. Excuse me. I can't afford a vacation. It
Mm.
becomes I can easily afford to take
Mm-hmm.
a vacation. We take the
Yes.
negative and we turn it into a positive,
Exactly.
right? And so now, instead of saying, I'll never meet the right guy, right? The right guy is on his way.
Yeah.
I am open to new relationship. I'm open to meet my perfect mate. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great way to open up that piece of paper,
Mm.
negative on one
I
side,
love it.
and change it to a positive on the other.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
And when you say that, because I do something similar, even though I don't do the paper, as you mentioned, when you get into the I can't and I don't want, you really do want to flip it. Oh, maybe say, at this time, I am unable to, you know, send myself on a trip. However, I
Yeah.
am pre planning
Yes.
when to take it.
Imagine it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead and imagine you're packing the suitcase because you're
Yes.
going to Italy.
Yes.
What does that feel like?
Right.
Right? What does that feel like when you're packing that suitcase and you're getting ready for that trip?
Yes.
And really feel what that feels like. Carry that with you. Carry that with you.
Exactly.
I apologize. I have a dry throat all of a sudden, so I forgive
Take
me.
some sips. Take some sips. That's part of it. You got to hydrate a little bit.
Yes, water and I are friends.
Yes, definitely. But yeah, it's so key
Yeah.
to, and
Yeah.
it's something that you do, and it gradually becomes just habitual, because instead
Yes.
of you always pulling on the apostrophe and T, or I can't, I
Yes.
don't, I won't, you'll
Yes.
just automatically speak in a different language,
Yes.
because your
And it
mindset is now focused on being in that
yes.
positive mode. You have
Right.
switched the frequency to positivity
Right.
instead of the negative mode. And it's not saying that you don't flip there, but you should always find a way to turn that into a positive
Yes.
situation.
Yes, I
Yes.
am open. I
Yes.
am going on vacation. I
I
am.
am.
And
Yes.
we pull in that I am instead of, well, maybe, or I could have, or
Right.
kinda. I don't want to
Yeah.
live a kinda life. I want to
No.
live the real thing. I
Right.
want to be as expressive and as full as I possibly can.
Exactly.
And so
Exactly.
we turn the impossible into the
To
possible
possible.
by creating it and creating that affirmation and repeating them because after a while they become a habit,
Yes.
right? And now instead of saying it all the time, we actually believe
You
it.
believe it. Yeah.
Yes. And now we're packing to go to Italy for real
Exactly.
because we're not saying it's not possible. Let me ask you this. If I was to say, don't think of an elephant, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? An elephant.
An elephant,
An
because you
elephant.
told me not to think of it. So of course, what am I going to do?
right? You're
Yep.
going to think of it
Yeah.
because the mind doesn't understand the don't.
No.
The mind doesn't understand the can't,
It just hears
right?
that other, just the other word. Yes.
Yes. And
Right.
so we're going to focus on what it is. So instead of saying, I don't, I can't, or maybe, or I will one day, I am. I am. And it will bring it forward and it
It
will
will
bring
bring
it
it forward.
forward.
Yes, it will. And you will
Definitely.
start, like you said, you will just start speaking that way.
Yes.
Even when you're talking about the positive mindset and how, when we talk about affirmations,
Hmm.
what type of affirmations are you really speaking to yourself? And then if you're speaking them, are you believing what you're speaking? Because I mean,
Yes.
I do the I am affirmations for myself A through Z every day.
Yes.
And
I
the more
love
I
that.
do,
Yes.
the more
I
I
love,
do it, the more I believe it.
yeah.
And then I add every day, I add words to those
Yeah.
particular letters of the alphabet. Still haven't figured out one for X. So I just still use xylophone. And then people
Yes.
ask me, why do I use xylophone? Because if you think about an orchestra
Music.
and you don't
Yeah.
have that xylophone and you need it,
Yes.
it brings the rest of the orchestra into harmony. So
Yes.
that's how I look at xylophone.
Yeah.
I'm
And
like,
that's,
I don't know.
and that's being positive, right?
Yes,
Instead of going, oh, I don't have one, I'm going to use this instead. And that will flow, right? And give me that energy,
yes.
right? Because where our attention goes, our energy flows,
Our energy flows.
right? So
Exactly.
what's our intention for the day? What is that going to look like? And it goes back to that morning routine when we wake up.
Yes.
Be grateful. Thank you. I get this day. Affirmations. And then we can go into meditations, right?
Mm,
And then we could go into journaling.
yes.
Yes, right? And, we can really, one of the things that I love to do with my clients is define their life goals. What
Mhm.
is it, right? Who do they need to be to become an extraordinary person?
Yes.
Their extraordinary person, because your extraordinary is different than mine,
Exactly.
right?
Hmm.
So define what those really look like, write them down, and start with I am so grateful now that, as if it's already
Yes.
happened, as
Exactly.
if it's already happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's so key to do that, because a lot of times, whether you're doing, vision board, purpose vision, whatever board you're
Yes.
doing, you
Yes.
need to really break it down.
Yeah.
We all, of course, at one time or another, want a house. That's
Yes.
beautiful. But what kind of house do you want? And how many
Yes.
rooms do you want? And
Yes.
where you want to be located?
Yes.
And how
Yes.
much is it going to cost?
Yes. You get to determine all of that.
That's you. You could
Yeah.
do that.
Yes.
You could
Yes.
do that. I'm a witness.
Yes.
We started this 7 to 10 years ago, and we said where we wanted to live, what type of house we wanted, how many
Yes.
rooms, how
Yes.
much we were looking to pay for it,
Yes.
and wanted to do it when my husband retires.
Yes.
So we're at, I guess you could call it phase 3, because we
Okay.
still have a couple walkthroughs. But to
Yeah.
me, whether it's a vacation, a house, if you really, like you said,
Yes.
focus on where you want to travel,
Yes.
how you want to travel, how
Yes.
much you're going to spend to travel, how
Yep.
long you want to stay,
Yes.
how much money do you need, because you
Yes.
might want to buy souvenirs or do
Yeah.
that extravagant dinner.
Mhm.
Have
Yes.
all that planned before you go, so when you go, you don't come home and say, "Oh, I shouldn't have went on the trip because this money was supposed to be used for a bill." You're not
Right.
going to have that issue, because you're
No.
going to be preparing for that vacation before
Yes.
you go on that vacation.
Yes.
And you could do it without using credit cards,
Right.
because
You
you're
don't have to
saving
put
for
yourself in
your
debt.
vacation.
Yes. You don't have to put yourself in debt to get there.
Right.
Right? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly right.
Got to
I'll
break
give
it
you
down. Yeah.
break it down. So my husband and I, we lived in Missouri and we came out to Arizona on vacation. And when we left, we were like in the middle of August. So it was the hottest part of town. And so we were like, oh my gosh, we love it. We're making a plan 3 years from now. Right. So we wrote down when we got home, we wrote it down and we spelled it out. what kind of house we wanted. In
Yes.
3 years, we're going to be moving, right? So 3 years, how big of the house? They had to have a pool because we have grandchildren. We want them to go swimming. And
Mm-hmm.
we sat down and wrote this out. And every single day, listeners, every single day, we read this day and night. We talked about it,
Yeah.
what it would look like, what the pool would be like every single day. And we moved in 5 months. It took us 5 months instead of 3 years. Now, I'm not claiming that can happen for you. What I am saying is that where your
Yeah.
attention goes, your energy flows.
Yeah.
And so we paid so much attention to that. We are moving, we're moving, we're moving. It happened quicker than we thought,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so it's been a blessing to be in Arizona. It's been a blessing to be in Arizona. We actually moved back to Missouri and came back to Arizona. I mean, I missed the grandbabies, and they said, I need to go see my grandbabies. So, okay, we'll move back. We were there 55 days. Who does that? Right. And so, but this is where we were meant to be,
Yeah.
where we were meant to be. So, like you in your home, you guys have created it, you've designed it. You can't build the house without a blueprint.
Right.
Can't do it. You can't do your life without a
Without a
blueprint.
blueprint.
Yeah.
Exactly.
More people pay more attention about going on vacation, right? We're all talking about vacation, but more people plan a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
They don't plan for their lives.
Exactly.
So my suggestion is, hey, let's do both. Let's
Yeah.
plan for your life, plan for the vacation, plan for the relationship that you want to have,
Yes.
plan for the career that you really, really want,
Yes.
and make the money that you really, really want to live a lifestyle you are comfortable with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like you said, you need a blueprint for all this. Even
Yes.
as small as your garden outside, you need a
Yes.
blueprint.
Yes.
Where are you going to put it? What are you
Yeah.
planting? How
Yes.
much are you going to plant?
Yes. And
So
what
you're
what
just not going to
soil
go
are
out
you
there
going to
digging.
Yes, you can't just like here in Arizona, 90% of what we have is either sand or the dirt's so hard, you can't get into the ground, right? We tried to put up a tiki torch and I broke a tool trying to dig in the ground, right? So you've got to plan what does the soil look like?
Yes.
What foundation are you using? Because we can go back to the foundation of who is your foundation.
Yes.
Because when you lean on and believe in the foundation of all foundations, it doesn't matter about the rest.
Exactly.
It'll all come together.
All come together.
All come together. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it's all back to that mindset.
It
Where
is.
where you're taking your mindset, as you said, where the intention goes,
Yeah.
energy flows, or energy flows where the intention goes. That is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true because you're focusing on the blueprint that you have created for your life.
Yes.
Physically, mentally, personally, financially, relationally,
All of
spiritually.
it.
All
Yes.
of it.
All of it.
All of it.
Everything you can think, everything you can do, there's a foundation to that.
Yes.
So, what is that foundation for you?
Right.
So, we only have a few more minutes left, and I didn't want to leave this part out. Sorry. You and I were talking a few weeks ago about a nighttime scroller,
Oh God.
right? And so this kind of falls into the
Yes.
mindset. This
Yes.
really does fall under that. So I would love to take some time and talk about this, but go ahead and
Yes.
start us off with, your mindset scroller reset.
Ooh. Huh. The question is, are you a nighttime scroller?
Yeah.
Sleep better and wake up refreshed.
Yes.
So when you think about a nighttime scroller, what that means is this is what you're doing with your phone all throughout the night.
Yes.
And most of the time when you're doing that scrolling,
Yes.
you're coming across a lot of bad news. But the sad news is 9 times out of 10, you're not putting that phone down.
Yeah.
You're still scrolling, still trying to see what's going on. But that's okay. You're not alone. A lot of people do it. But guess what? There is some good news.
There is good
with this
news.
nighttime scrolling. There is some good news. Because if you don't stop, you're going to disrupt your sleep.
Yes.
You're going to increase your anxiety, depression, and feelings of loneliness.
Yes.
So, how do we go about getting rid of this nighttime scrolling and the negative effects that
Tape
it
my eyes
has
shut.
on us?
Can I just tape my eyes shut, or like they do in the cartoons, so that I can't scroll, tie my hands behind my back? How can I not scroll?
How can you not scroll? One, you need to treat your phone like a landline.
Yes.
Don't have it on your nightstand by your bed. Maybe put it on your dresser across the room,
Yep.
And turn it down.
Yeah.
But before you do all that, start by timing yourself. Put a
Yes.
timer on to help you reduce the scrolling, because you're not going to go cold. Some people might go cold turkey, but if you
Yes.
can't,
Yeah.
start timing yourself and say, okay, I'm going to give myself 5 minutes tonight.
Yes.
When that timer goes off, I don't care what you're doing, whether it's emailing, texting, looking at social media, time for the
Be
phone
done.
to go down.
Yep.
And I even think there's a way, I think my daughter showed me, where you can set your phone where it dims on you. So
Yeah. I
that's
have
another way to be warned.
Yep. I have my set at 10 p.m. It goes into the do not disturb mode.
Yeah, that's the
And
mode.
so
There you
it
go.
almost and I can put in there like my daughter or my grandchildren,
Mm-hmm.
or my
Yes.
husband or my mom, that kind of thing, my family, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
friends. I can
Right.
put in there who can interrupt me. But at 10
Exactly.
o'clock, it shuts my phone off to where I don't get phone calls, I don't get text messages, I don't have internet. It just really literally shuts itself off and then turns back on at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was this overnight, I mean, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm still doing this. You know what I mean? Whether
Yes.
that's playing a game, folk, not just scrolling.
But we've all done it, been there, and trying to
Yes.
get out of there.
Yes,
So
it could be
yeah.
playing a game. It
Mm-hmm.
could be, on TikTok or whatever it is, just watching reels, no sound, just watching stuff go by. And before you know it, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I've
Exactly.
done it. And then you're up
Exactly.
at 6 and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I'm so
Oh goodness,
tired.
that phone,
The whole
and
day
and
changes.
that right there, what you
Yeah.
just did. This is why it's important to shut down the phone at least
Yes.
2 hours before you go to bed,
Yep.
because the blue light, the blue
Yes,
screen, that's in your mindset. So
it
whatever
is.
you last receiving out of this phone,
Yes.
that's what you're going to bed with. That's why
Yep.
sometimes we're restless, you can't
Yep.
sleep, because based on what you've been scrolling or trying to see if somebody responded to you on something you said earlier
Yes.
in the day,
Yes.
get to the
Just as
point where if it wasn't answered at this particular time, you can't do anything about it anyway.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we
right.
just need to get to that point
Yep.
where you will not want to even see, because
Yes.
most likely you'll see it in the morning, you know?
Yes. Yes, it'll
So
be there. It's not gonna change. And, if it's that important, they'll find another way. They'll find another way to reach you, right?
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so, a nighttime routine. We talked about a morning routine. You
Mhm.
know, what about a nighttime routine? Do you have a specific nighttime routine that you use?
Yeah. One, when we talk about the scrolling, this
Yep.
is something that um, will help you towards removing yourself from that. One, begin recording your nighttime scrolling. That's going to show you how much you've been
Yes.
scrolling, which you're going to be probably like, oh, that's too
Yeah.
much time.
Yes.
However, if you're on there, look for some positive things.
Yes.
You have the Calm app. You have, I think the one Tiffany has is Positive Prime. You have
Yes.
all this positivity
Relax. Yes.
that you
Mhm.
can listen to help you relax, so
Yes.
that you can wake up in the morning
Yeah.
refreshed.
Yep.
Stop looking for the news or what
Right.
somebody said on social media. Look for something that's going to help you have a restful sleep.
Yes. Yes.
Um, even when we talk about family and friends, maybe before you go to bed, you send a positive message or inspiration to one of your family members.
Yes.
And then it begins to be like a chain reaction because now you're going to bed on a
Yes.
positive note.
Yes.
Just put the phone down, just put it over. And,
Put it
and
away.
trust me, I've been there. I don't think
Yes.
I'm as bad as most, but I've
Yes.
been there. But I'm to the point, unless I'm really working on something hard, my phone is out of sight by 8:30, 9 o'clock. I just don't even, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So that's so key. It's just
Yeah.
instilling positivity
So,
if you have to use this particular item, you know.
yes. Well, and you can look up scriptures,
Yes.
you can look up affirmations,
Affirmations.
right?
Yes.
So you don't
Mhm.
have to have an app to do any of that. You can just go on the internet and look up positive affirmations, but getting your mind set on what you want to think about when you're sleeping, because that's when the unconscious mind starts telling us things, what how to be creative, and it's really open at that point. You have I call it a direct connect to
Mhm.
my higher power, where I get to download all of the things that he wants me to know. And
Yes.
so when I wake up in the morning, it's like, oh my gosh, I have all of these great
You
ideas,
got
right?
great ideas,
Yes.
because you allowed, and this was mentioned last night, you allowed God to work with you,
Yes.
through you, align with you, and then having the Holy Spirit download into you all this positive
Yes.
energy. So when you're
Yes.
going to bed, you're more at a restful sleep because then you can start, like you said, the
Yes.
creative juices are flowing while you're sleeping. So
Yes.
when you wake up in the morning, you're just like, oh,
Yeah, you really can't help but get started. But if you watch, I found myself, and I noticed this in my grandchildren as well. And you think about it, maybe even my kids, but you don't pay much attention to it. Um, when they watch something on TV, that a cartoon or a movie, young kids show, and it
mhm.
has negativity in it, they wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
So
Mhm.
what we put in our minds before we go to sleep is what we focus on
Exactly.
again, right? The
Exactly.
attention that we
The
pay to
attention.
will
Yeah.
then bring that energy, and that
Mhm.
energy is what we had last seen.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I love, and my husband's just the best, but he reads me scripture at night.
I love that.
And just a few verses or so he reads
Mhm.
to me. So
Mhm.
now when I go to sleep, what am I thinking about?
Mm. Yeah. And you
Right?
know what happens when that happens, right? So you begin to not watch TV shows that are negative,
Right.
vulgar,
Right.
profanity. You will not read books that are negative and full of profanity. You
Right.
will not be around negative people.
Right.
You will just always be around that positive energy because what is that doing? It's
Yeah.
drawing it to you because that's who you are.
Yes.
You had mentioned earlier about the music. That's
Yeah.
another way to have a restful sleep and wake up refreshed. Find something nice and calming
Yeah.
to
Yep.
play.
Yep.
Yeah, like you said, you only have to get an app for that. If you have a
Yep.
radio,
Right. Right.
turn that radio on to a nice station and just let it play softly in the background.
Softly. That's right. I used to have, and this will date me a little bit. I used to have the Bible on a cassette tape, and I each night, and it was on multiple cassettes. But I would,
Yes.
am I hearing it? It doesn't matter. My subconscious mind knows exactly what the words were said. But
Yes.
I slept really well. So I have a Bible app that reads to me as well. And I do that during the day because sometimes I don't have time to stop and read.
Exactly.
I,
If you
I
can
you
hear
know,
it. Yeah.
yes. But if I hear it in the background, I know that
Yes.
my subconscious mind is picking that up,
Yes.
right?
You're
It's the,
hearing it, your mind is receiving it.
yes,
And, date yourself or not. I remember working with someone back in the early 2000s, and she did just that for me. She gave me a few audios, and
yes,
she said you can put it in your car, you can turn it on before you go to bed, and it just gives you a better and
yes,
different and powerful and relaxing and calming sleep.
yes,
to
Yes.
wake up in the morning
Yes.
feeling refreshed,
Refreshed. To
refreshed.
start that day and keep that momentum going and keep that momentum going
Yes,
throughout the entire day,
exactly.
because we now have a morning routine, right? So when we wake up, we are grateful, we have affirmations, we meditate all before we even get out of the bed.
Yes, before we got to bed. Yes,
During the day, we continue with the gratitude and the meditations and the journaling and all of those things,
yes,
especially affirmations as well. We really need to keep lifting ourselves up, because I start working and really getting into what I'm doing, and I start to, start thinking, oh my gosh, I'm stuck on this and I'm not going to get to that, and I'm just not. And you got to know, when you start to feel that overwhelm, that's when you sit back and you go, I am so grateful for, right? So
yes,
grateful for.
yes,
And if you're in a situation, right, it's then I'm so grateful in instead of for,
yes,
right? It's the
yes,
whole way we word it. I'm not grateful for being sick. I'm grateful in being sick, because I'm still going to be grateful even though I'm
yes.
sick,
Because
right?
God willing, eventually you're coming out of that, and you're
Yes.
grateful for just being able to just go through that process.
Yes. And no
So
matter,
it just, it's just
yeah.
something that becomes part of your lifestyle. It's your
Yes.
lifestyle. Your
Yes.
lifestyle is to have an attitude of gratitude, loving
Yes.
and serving one another. That's the
Yes.
lifestyle.
That's the
That's the
lifestyle.
lifestyle.
And when you're positive and you have that, everyone around you, in the grocery store, in your home, wherever you go, people are going to feel it. They're going to see
Yes.
it. I had
Yes.
one lady walk up to me one time and she said, I don't know what it is about you, but I want what you have.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
want what you have. And my words were, Jesus.
Yes.
It was that
Yes.
simple, and she's like, "Tell me more," right? So she wanted what I had.
That's
And
beautiful.
that's what starts to begin, right?
Yes.
The light, you become the light. Remember, spirit being having a human experience.
Yes. Be that
So,
illuminating light. And you can do that with how you carry yourself. You don't have to go out there saying, "Oh, I'm the light," and I'm the.
no,
It's how you carry yourself and how you treat not only others or even yourself, because
right,
the respect starts with you. So
with you.
you have to love who you are as
Yes.
you grow into who you want to be.
Yes, that's
Yes.
exactly
Yes.
right. That's exactly right.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes. And
Oh,
as we come to a close, Karen will lead us out of our day today. So thank you for being here with us. Karen?
awesome. Awesome. Well, I'm hoping and praying that this summit has been empowering, inspiring, and
Yes.
fulfilling for all those who have listened. I am grateful for you being here. Most importantly, loving and thanking Tiffany Para, editor in chief for Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine,
Thank you.
who helped put all this together, because
Yes.
without her, we know it would be possible, but it's even more possible because she
Yes.
decided to just take this on for us. And
Yes.
I'm just looking forward to our next one. If you are a part of the summit and you joined us and you're looking to receive the recording, there is an investment of $5.99. If you didn't make it, the investment is $19.99, and you can see all our information scrolling across the ticker. Send us a message, and just grateful for you just being here. We
Yes.
do have an attitude of gratitude, and we thank each and every one of you for being
Yes.
here. And I'm so grateful to God for allowing us to share what we had to share today.
Yes.
Empowerment, inspiration, and fulfillment. Your
Yes.
journey to wellness.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you. And of course, my co host, Anna Marie.
Yes. Love you. Love Tiffany. Thank you so much for helping us put this on and putting this together for us. It's amazing. Had an absolute wonderful time being here. And
Yes.
so we're grateful.
Yes,
We're
we are.
grateful. So thank you. Thank you, Karen. You're the
Love you both.
best. I love you. Thanks, listeners, viewers. We'll see you later.